about that. The little connectivity issues out there in the area, so all's good. I am back on the air. Um, so what I'm gonna do here, real quick, is just get into everything real quick. First and foremost, I know I have about 20 minutes. I truly apologize for that. I guess it decided to take a crap on us this morning, so it's okay. So what I'm gonna do here is just go over my bookie real quick. Before I get into the action here, I just want to let you know about mybookie.ag. They will match your deposit up to $1,000. Promo code 12ounce sports. That's 12OZ sports, all one word when signing up. You don't want to miss your chance to cash the ticket during the NHL and NBA playoffs with the help, like always, from your friends at 12ounce sports, including yours truly, Philly Pete. Use promo code 12ounce sports, 12OZ sports, all one word on mybookie.ag when you match your and they will match your deposit up to $1,000. Also, 12 Ounce Sports is your home for the best live talk shows and sports broadcasts. You know you can catch my show, Pete's Power Plays, and all the others on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, but now you can also watch live on Zingo TV. Zingo TV has added 12 Ounce Sports to their long list of channels, and now, if you're on your smart TV, just download the app and flip to channel 761 to catch all your live 12 Ounce Sports programming plus replays. All you gotta do is download Zingo TV, use the promo code 12ounce, 12OZ, when signing up. It's that simple. Be sure to check out our latest blogs and podcasts as well on 12ouncesportsradio.com. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I truly apologize about the connection and each and every one of you out there. I'm sorry. So, today I know it's a jam packed show, but I only have about 16, 17 minutes, so I'm going to get right into this. And whatever doesn't work out today, I will be back to bring it to you on Tuesday. So, first and foremost, next week I want to talk to you guys about the 30 every NHL team's most hyped prospect of the past 30 years. It includes Connor McDavid, Eric Lindros, Carey Price, and much, much more. So stay tuned to that next week. I first and foremost want to congratulate the 2020 NHL Hall of Famers Marian Hossa, Jerome McGinley, Kevin Lowe, Kim St. Pierre, and Doug Wilson. Congratulations and well deserved to you five human beings out there. So real quick, I want to get into the NHL draft that is tomorrow. You know what? This is going to be fun. This is going to be really, really fun. I look forward to this. Based on percentages, Detroit Red Wings had the best chance for the number one pick at 18.5%. Ottawa Senators, 13.5%. Ottawa Senators, once again, from the San Jose Sharks, 11.5%. The LA Kings, 9.5%. Anaheim Ducks, 8.5%. The New Jersey Devils, 7.5%. Buffalo Sabres, 6.5%. Then you have the qualifiers of Team A, Team B, Team C, Team D, E, F, G, H, respectively, and they go from 6% down to a 1%. So New Jersey obviously received better lottery odds than Buffalo because it had a worse regulation / overtime winning percentage at a .348 compared to Buffalo's .406. So that's going to be very, very interesting. Basically, after the first drawing, the odds for the remaining teams will increase on the proportionate basis for the second drawing, and again for the third, and so on based on the team's wins for the second drawing. I know this is very confusing, I get it, but this is how it's going to be for now. Now, if the three first phase drawings is won by bottom 7 team, the second phase team will not be necessary. The remaining 4 teams from the bottom 7 will be assigned picks 4 through 7 in inverse order of the regular season points percentage, and picks 8 through 15 will be assigned to the teams that are eliminated from the qualifier in inverse order of their points percentage. So that's going to be very, very good. I'm going to give you a rundown real quick of the points percentages for the 16 participants in the qualifiers in inverse order by tiebreaker. You have the Canadians, you have the Blackhawks, you have the Coyotes, you have the Wild, the Jets, the Flames, the New York Rangers, the Canucks, the Preds, Panthers, Jackets, Leafs, Oilers, Islanders, Hurricanes, and the Pittsburgh Penguins at a .623. So obviously the top 4 teams in the Eastern and Western Conferences: Bruins, Avs, Stars, Flyers, Blues, Lightning. The Golden Knights and the Caps will not participate in the draft lottery. I repeat, they will not be in the draft lottery this year. So the forward, the consensus number 1 overall pick, Alexis Lafreniere, is expected to be the number 1 pick here. I expect Detroit to win this, but in past drafts, we know that and I could correlate back in the day to where the Flyers were supposed to have the number 1 overall draft pick and take Patrick Kane, but they got screwed out of it. They get the second overall pick, get James Van Riemsdyk, JVR, and lo and behold, the Chicago Blackhawks that were supposed to have, I believe, the 4th or 5th or even 6th pick, they end up getting the first pick overall, and they get Patrick Kane. So if those Philly fans out there that remember the 2010 Stanley Cup, well, Patrick Kane put that dagger into our hearts, and we lost the Stanley Cup. So, you know what, Chicago, congratulations on getting your future Hall of Famer. But Detroit, to me, should get the number 1 overall pick. Again, things are really odd in the NHL draft, and we will see come tomorrow. But my pick here is definitely taking Detroit to stick with the number 1 overall pick. They will get it, and they will get Mr. Lafreniere. Other top prospects include Tim Stützle, forward, Quinton Byfield, defensive men, Jamie Drysdale, and another defender, Jake Sanderson, respectively. So this should be a very, very entertaining draft for sure. And Detroit, you guys are on the clock because I'm pretty sure you guys will get the number 1 overall pick. Hopefully. Running down real quick here. You know, I want to get into this real quick before I get back into the NHL draft. The road to the NHL's return is getting a little bit bumpier as more players arrive from abroad. So you have players from basically all over the area, all over the world coming in. Finland, Sweden, all the players taking their charter flights coming into the States, basically to obviously resume the season. But it's more players in their playing cities, meaning a greater number will be tested for COVID, obviously, on a regular basis. And that's almost certain to result in identified coronavirus cases among the NHL population. We're getting more and more involved with more spiking in this virus, especially with athletes right now. You saw a numerous amount of number in Tampa Bay for the Lightning getting tested for the virus. You had, again, as I mentioned on the show yesterday, Austin Matthews from the Toronto Maple Leafs tested positive as well. And now the fact that they're expanding ice time for players from 2 weeks ago to now 12. They doubled up ice time as of on Monday, respectively. They're going to be now, obviously, this is phase 2 of the NHL, where more players are going to be on the ice. So this means that NHL and NHLPA need to start testing these guys every morning and making sure that they're okay and good to go. But before you take into account anything else happening around the regions, especially with those players heading in that specific spot here. So, like I said, recent surge in cases across the southern and western parts of the United States. Obviously, I just mentioned Tampa Bay. They had to shut down their practice facility for about a week after 3 players and about 6 or 7 staff members tested positive. However, they opened up yesterday. They reopened their facilities yesterday, taking a chance here. But the Lightning players were among 11 new cases. NHL obviously announced that the other day. And, it's just a number that can be viewed as either shocking or encouraging, depending on your perspective. But again, this has to take very, very full effect. You have to test your players every day before they take the ice. And personnel and staff as well. You have to do this because it's spiking, and it's spiking very, very quickly, especially down there in Florida. But however, it's just a matter of time where it's going to keep growing, and we know it's going to keep growing. This is why it's scary, and now you're seeing a lot of NBA players dropping out of playing, like Trevor Ariza, just to name a few. Avery Bradley, to name one as well. They're dropping out. They want to spend time with their family. They don't want to take the chance here. And I can't blame them. I can't blame them at all here. So it's just going to be very interesting who is actually going to be dropping. As far as NHL is concerned, I had not heard of anyone dropping out of playing in the playoffs. But in the NBA, it's a little bit more concerning as the host city is in Orlando, and that is getting spiked very, very significantly by the day. So stay tuned to that. NBA obviously is having a little bit more hurdles compared to the NHL right now. So hopefully everything gets settled in the NBA. It sucks to see this, and it really, really is it's saddened that you're seeing a bunch of players getting left off the court. And again, you can't blame them for what's going on. NHL, like I said, not much in the world of them in terms of players not wanting to play. So so far so good in the NHL, but please just stay quarantined. All those out there that are basically getting hit by this, especially in respectively in Florida too. You know that it's really bad down there. But again, time will tell. So less than half of the 750 players needed for an NHL restart are currently being tested as part of the controlled Phase 2 workouts. Again, this has to happen. You have to keep this going. No one is limited in what they can do away from the team facility, whether taking part in small group sessions or not. However, wondering how the league might react to an outbreak once it gets everyone stationed inside a hub city bubble during the playoffs, the road reaching the competition phase could be even bumpier. So, again, we have a month until hockey resumes. This month is going to be crucial. Very, very crucial. Players are gathering in greater numbers now with each passing day. 24/7 bubble isn't expected to take place until another month. So once these teams get into the hub of the respectful cities that are going to be hosting the playoffs, time will tell, and just hope to God that there's no more cases once the playoffs start and once the full teams are in action together. But meanwhile, travel obviously is picking up in North America, obviously. The Canadian border and USA border still closed until July, right before the start of the NHL season. So that's something to look out for as well. People traveling to the U.S. or within Canada must observe a 7-day quarantine period. Depending on their mode of travel, rules set out in the NHL and NHLPA, obviously governing the Phase 2 Act. So exercise extreme caution is the simple guideline right now in the NHL. Obviously, it's not easy to do with local restrictions to ease off in most cities, but the fate of the NHL seasons hinges on this episode. So please stay tuned. Everyone, please stay safe out there. But for going back to the NHL draft, you know what? I want to say real quick that the biggest winner of the draft for the NHL lottery will be the Ottawa Senators. I love what I see with the Ottawa Senators. They have 2 picks. Obviously, the one from the San Jose Sharks for the Carlson deal, obviously. This is going to be fun. But to me, this is going to be. I think the Sens are going to be the team here that I think will value big time in the draft Friday night, and I think they're going to be the winners here. But obviously, Phase 1 includes 15 teams in this draft. We only know 7 teams right now. So obviously, when the NHL comes back, we know that the 7 teams who obviously are not in the playoffs, the Red Wings, Senators, Sharks, Kings, Ducks, Devils, and the Sabres, obviously on the bottom of the standings, so they will automatically be there. And you know what? The Senators, I think, will get 2 of the top 3 picks here. Granted, Detroit gets the first pick overall. Senators, obviously, with the best odds to get 2 and 3. This is why I like them to be the winners here tonight or tomorrow for the lottery. And obviously, the 7 highlighted teams will be joined by 8 placeholder teams. We don't know yet, like I just said earlier. We don't know who they will be until the NHL resumes. It all comes down to the qualifying series. Once those losers are eliminated, then it will go based on that for the last 8 to wind up with the top 15 pick. So we all know what's going on. Pittsburgh, Montreal, Carolina, Rangers, Islanders, Florida, Toronto, Columbus, Edmonton, Chicago, Nashville versus Arizona, Vancouver versus Minnesota, and Calgary versus Winnipeg. So time will tell here, but again, the Red Wings are based on their last place position in the standings, and their .275. Yes, I said that correctly. Points percentage had the best odds for any one single entry. So they're about 19% to win the first overall pick. But again, it's Ottawa's draft to lose. It is the Sens draft to lose. They can get again 2 top 3 picks here and go all in. Like they're set. They're gonna be set in this draft this season. And like I said, they're even in prime position to take number 1 overall spot away from Detroit. Again, I just mentioned earlier that NHL drafts are so like you have no idea. You have no idea how it's going to turn out. You really have no idea how it's going to turn out. And Senators could easily get the number 1 overall pick. So 13.5% to get the second best pick, and 11.5% to get the third pick at those odds. So Sens fans out there tuning in, they should be very, very happy about this, very, very much. And we'll see what happens. But if all 3 picks are awarded to the bottom 17 this Friday, we won't need a Phase 2. So if 3 picks here land with the Wings, Senators, Kings, Ducks, Devils, and or the Sabres, there will not be a Phase 2. Picks 4 to 7 will fall into place based on the standings among those bottom 7 teams. based on this, the Red Wings will pick 4th at worst. I hope it doesn't happen for Captain Lou's situation out there with his beloved Red Wings, but I hope fourth pick overall is not where they are. But the Senators, obviously, like I said, are going to be the winners of this evening. Of course, if they can get, especially if they get 2 of the top 3 picks, the Senators will easily win this draft by far come tomorrow. And they're guaranteed 2 picks in the top 6. So in this scenario, picks 8 through 15 would be assigned to the losing teams from the qualifying round based on March 12th when things got shut down. So if the Canadiens lose their play-in series to the Penguins, they would obviously pick at spot number 8. But if the Penguins lost, then the Pens would respectively get pick number 15 because they have a higher point percentage. So Canadiens would get the 8th spot. If the Pens lose, they will get the 15th spot. So again, we'll see what happens. If a placeholder team wins 1 or more top 3 picks, prepare for Phase 2 and plenty of intrigueness going on. Though I don't think it's gonna happen. But again, Blackhawks last year, they finished the 18-19 season in 20th place, 6 points out of a wild card spot, 2.5% at landing the top spot, and the same percentage as a placeholder, Team E this year. They emerged to get the number 3 overall pick, jumping up 9 spots from 12 to 3. This is why the NHL draft is so unpredictable. But again, it gives off fireworks that we all love to see. Real quick, Phase 2, if necessary, 8 teams, like I said. It obviously will take place after Phase 1, if need be, if that does happen. So cue the tank talks. We will see what happens. Can a placeholder team be in the running for a top 3 pick? It's sure possible. So intriguing part right here, Philly Pete's intriguing part about the draft is that all 8 teams in Phase 2 will have the exact same odds of being picked, 12.5%. So that is very, very, very intriguing. So obviously there's a chance. There's a chance for everything in this situation for all these teams here. But we'll see what happens. If the Pens, once again, lose to the Habs, a placeholder team is rewarded the number 1 overall pick. Suddenly there's a 12.5% shot that we see Lafreniere suit up with Crosby next season. That's not what I want to see as a Flyers fan. So stay at 15th, and please, Steelers, please win that series, hopefully. But again, stay tuned for tomorrow as the draft order will be held live on every course possible. And you know what? That basically wraps up the shortened Thursday, June 25th episode of Pete's Power Plays, hosted by the one and the only King of the Ice himself, Philly Pete. Once again, we were live on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV. I apologize for the delay earlier with the connection. Of course, real quick, go on mybookie.ag, sign up. They will match your deposit up to $1,000 as long as you use the promo code 12 Ounce Sports. That's 12OZ Sports, all one word. And again, we are the best radio station out there right now on 12 Ounce Sports. And again, Zingo TV, channel 761. Make sure you tune into all of our phenomenal shows we have there for you. Once again, I hope everyone has a phenomenal weekend. This is Philly Pete signing off. Any questions or answers or want to sign up for a package, please get at me at Twitter at TheRealPeteTooch. I'll follow you back and answer all your questions that you need to be a potential client. Have a phenomenal weekend. Talk to you guys on Tuesday. See ya.